It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And Brooklyn is where we'll be.
Brooklyn, the home of the... We are near... Yeah, some lean years in Brooklyn, partially as a result of that transaction. David, as always, thank you. You can see it all over the league. Injuries, Brent, beginning to affect some teams, but it's hard to pay your stars and maintain a deep bench all under the salary cap. It's a very difficult dance to do.
This is why sitting next to you as a broadcaster is a really less stressful thing to do, rather than be a general manager in the league.
Yeah.
So hard to make.
But you could be a general manager in this league.
Maybe at some point, Kevin, but right now I'm enjoying this seat with you. And I'm wondering how it is that some of these teams can get creative with cap analytics guys and their strategy, how much they want to press forward, given some of the restrictions of what you can do with your roster. But we know the more players you have that can step in and be ready, these deeper teams during the regular season usually pile up a few more wins than those that don't have that approach.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Bucks, Terrence Ross is out there with Green. Then it's Holiday, then there's Gordon, and it's Gobert in at the center. And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Barnes, Green with the rebound. Ross in the corner, over Barnes, and the shot is long.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. You're not going to miss those all that often. Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
Green, no luck. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Mavericks. Brown against Gordon. From 12 feet out. Here's Randall. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
The Bucks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Holiday looking over the floor. Gobert down low. Jokic defending. Gobert can't hit.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
And for Jokic, just keeps getting better, Brent, but always stays very grounded in terms of his personality.
Yeah, I think his brothers had a lot to do with that. You just don't see the big ego coming out of him. In fact, you see a guy who's enjoying the game. He smiles, he's laughing with teammates, he enjoys being with this group and around this coaching staff. And he went as far as to say that he plays every game as a game of pickup basketball in his hometown. I need to travel over there and get in that game.
Now here is Conley after Jaylen Brown's miss. Here's the floater. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
And it's Gordon missing. The Nets on offense. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Green. Holiday against Conley. Right side Holiday. Ross for 3. Green kicks to Gobert. There's Gordon with the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game, it is just not going to be your night.
Yeah, you check the stat sheet and you can dominate just about every other facet of the game, but it's not going to make up for anything if you shoot the ball at such a low percentage.
Here's Holiday. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. To end the drought, and Holiday with the lay-in.
That's a great drive from Drew Holiday, using that blazing speed to his advantage.
Outside Conley. On the wing, Barnes. Over Ross. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. Tie game in Brooklyn. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the Nikola Jokic, a former second-round pick, turned star.
Basketball, like passion.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
I mean, really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, they're attacking the rim in more than one way, and with that kind of success, you feel like the defense is going to make the adjustment. Then you start playing inside out.
Setting the floor for the Bucks. Rudy Gobert is out there with Draymond Green. And there's Gordon. Then it's Terrence Ross. And it's Holiday in at the point. Conley gets the bucket. Here's Holiday. 17 points for him last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. He kicks it to Gobert. Ross against Barnes. No good from Ross. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 1. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team. Count that bucket. Randall's got his second bucket of the night.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Draymond Green is a former Defensive Player of the Year, and he remembers his motivation. They said I fell in the draft because what position would I guard? I'll never forget that. I'm comfortable guarding any position. When I'm playing against big guys, I battle even harder. You have to prove a point. I won't be a pushover. Kevin?
Yeah, he never backs down. Thanks, David.
And Jokic, even though we look at his body and you don't think he plays physically, he can do that.
He hits both from the stripe. Aside from one recent year, we've seen plenty of coaching changes. When teams come up short, do you think that position maybe gets too much blame?
Probably, and coaches know that's exactly what they're in store for once they sign a contract
and
to coach
that
a team.
kind of money.
Yeah, all of a sudden they know that what happens on the floor, the end result is going to be whether or not I coach this team the next year and the year after and the year after. Interesting cycle of things that happens, though, Kevin, is when changes are made in a front office around the league. Sometimes the managers want to put in a coach where they feel either a little bit more comfortable with or a style of basketball that they're more comfortable with. And sometimes the success on the floor for the coach has no bearing on whether or not he's going to keep his job.
Right.
Because management would like to see a different product out there. So they become a victim sometimes of upper management movement and sometimes are removed from being the head coach.
Good thoughts. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Nets.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
The shot by Holiday, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face. And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Randall against Green. Just 5 on the clock. Deep 2 from Ross. Here's Gobert, and it's in off the backboard.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
Brown kicks to Randall. Back to Brown. Takes a shot at the elbow, and he drops that one in. And the Nets lead by 3.
And made only about a quarter of their shots in the first, totally flat, but they bounced back and built a lead here with a much better second quarter.
Outside Gordon. Back to Gobert. Lays it up and banks it in. Gobert's got 6 points in the quarter.
That's just smart basketball. Ideally, you love for all of your shots to come from that spot.
Conley dishes to Barnes. Over Ross. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to half. And that does it for our...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Rudy Gobert with a strong contribution so far in this one.
What we saw in the first half, he has a nice mixture of moves down low, and they've been going to him.
Well, he's a volume scorer in the post, and right now the volume's at 11. So if you're not going to run doubles at him, we'll see if he can get more of that done in the second half.
Julius Randle is out there with Jokic. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then it's Conley, and it's Brown in at the 2 guard. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson. Back to Gobert. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Gobert's got 8 points.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Gordon against Brown. Launches it. That shot no good. The Bucks go the other way with it.
Well, the team is still up despite him struggling, so hopefully he'll find his rhythm.
Shots good by Green.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
Holiday against Conley. 13 feet away. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Conley kicks to Jokic. No good on the triple. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Bucks. Down low. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Back to Green. Pass to Gordon. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Gordon's got his second basket.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
Here's Conley. Rebound, Milwaukee. Gobert's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Green finds Ross. Green breaking loose. No good from Ross.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
And here's Brown outside. The rebound by Holiday. Bucks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Gordon up on top. He's covered by Brown. Gordon deciding where to go with it. From the wing. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Nets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Barnes hits them both. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Holiday, the pass to Gobert. Eric Gordon on the wing. The pass to Holiday. And here's Green outside. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Green's got the lead up to 3 now for Milwaukee. Conley kicks to Randle. Back to Conley. A 3 from Barnes. Drains the three-pointer. Barnes has got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Gordon against Brown. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Yeah, Draymond Green, we know he plays with attitude and he plays with force. And his teammates appreciate the unselfish approach he has.
Holiday against Conley. Barnes right side. Basket counts. Barnes has got 11 points.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Tie game in Brooklyn. Don't go anywhere. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
Just relax. We're in good shape.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. We've got Gordon. Green is out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's Terrence Ross. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. Gordon dishes to Gobert. And the wide open shot from Green. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
And in the first half, it was a struggle offensively, shooting a very low percentage, but it hasn't prevented them from grabbing the lead. And now they're shooting it much better here in the second.
Down low. And with that, the Bucks lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Jokic.
Yeah, that's not a chance that Jokic is going to mess up. He's too good around the rim.
Outside Gordon. To the paint. Here's Green. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Green's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Bucks. Net shooting 41% for the game. Conley finds Barnes. Jacks up a 3. Conley's shot is off. Bucks leading by 3. Pass to Ross. Back to Green from deep. Barnes grabs the miss. And Brooklyn has possession. Conley left side. Pass to Brown. Back to Conley. Jacks up a 3. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists in the game.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
Offensive rebound. Gobert the pass to Holiday. Gets the 14-footer to fall. And the Bucks lead by 2.
And you have to love how Holiday came up big with the shot. That's the kind of leadership you want to see from him.
Conley kicks to Barnes. A putback. Jokic on the foul. Jokic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, Jokic needed it, and he got it.
Holiday against Conley. Holiday gets the bucket.
Interior D lacking, and it couldn't be at a worse time giving up that easy one.
Well, just an incredibly slow rotation. That is someone's responsibility and something they're going to need to discuss.
Down low. Brown. Gobert with the block. Outside Gordon. Outside Green. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Michael Conley. It's Brown with the drive. Here's Randall. Great tee that time from Green.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Oh, that is the play of the game.
Nothing more rewarding than hitting the big shot for your team.
Timeout called the Nets. They're behind by 4. 46 seconds left in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Draymond Green.
Well, he's got his field goal percentage in the high 50s, and that says a lot about how well he's been able to kind of exploit the gaps in the defense. His motion, his ability to find open spots on the floor, you can definitely see the difference.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that. Clock's ticking, and they got to get up a shot.
Yeah, and then you have to foul right away on the inbounds, maybe the first person who touches the ball.
Here's Jokic. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. And he commits the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Timeout called the Nets. They're behind by 8. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Korver kicks to Green. Temple the pass to Conley. They can't stop the run with that one. And here's Holiday. And so the Bucks take the win. This was a very strong showing for him. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and
Big blue lens. Now what you talking about? Close your mind. As I sell lost